We get institutions to become functional when we have leaders who are willing to respect the limitations of the institutions. I think one of the regrettable things we've had in Ghana, and I say this cautiously, is the situation of Parliament. All these conversations we're having, and I think we are for the first time trying to come from the level of the strictly political to the level of the citizen. But in reality, the essence of government, the history of government, stems from the failure of the collectivity. The collectivity, we can't all meet. We can't meet a circle or somewhere and just take a decision. The collectivity are an abstraction which is impotent. So all of us in reality, we are impotent. Even when we go to vote, we vote, somebody has to still decide whether the vote we've put in there is properly counted. So ultimately, it is the elected who have to make the difference. The concept of the framers of our constitution was to put together a group of people who are parliament, structured in a certain way, who are going to lead us by ensuring that the executive authority, and let's face it, executives everywhere enjoy power. That's how executives are. So what you do is to supplant on the executive a group of people who are not strictly political, who have different incentive expectations, and who will ensure that the executive are kept in check. Parliament was supposed to play that role. Unfortunately, starting from the first parliament, which is the historical problem we had, starting from the first parliament which started in '93, there was an expectation that this is our president, this is our executive. Parliament's expectation was therefore to go in there and to promote the agenda of their executive. So you have parties in parliament seeing themselves as extension of the executive. I think that is where we got it wrong until today. If Parliament was to play its accountability role and responsibility as expected of Parliament, the Adenta Food Bridge would not be a problem. And the reason it wouldn't be a problem is that the Minister of Roads and Highways by now would have been in Parliament answering questions, and those question time in Parliament will not be perfunctory. They will be substantive, because somebody may pay a dear price for the failure to perform a ministerial function. So the structure of government right from the base to the top macro are designed in such a way to ensure that there are reciprocal checks. Unfortunately, those checks have not been working, and we've just had a situation where we've had strong and effective executives, but the rest have become extension of that executive, and that is not supposed to have been the design.